This red light is not for me. I close my eyes and imagine I'm home. I miss the days when life was simple. What if I never tried to follow that rainbow in search of the particle?
Okay, hello everybody. This is the second part of my intro. This is going to talk about my military choice, and here it goes. My military choice is I want to do the Air Force, and for anyone that knows me knows that I wanted to do the Army, but I'm going to tell you guys my reason in a second and the pros and cons as well. Alright, here this goes. The reason why I'm not trying to do the Army anymore is because of pure perspective. My personal experiences sucked with the Army. I was trying to talk to the recruiters, but unless you fit the standards and ready to ship out tomorrow or something like that, you know, they're not really looking at you. So I was like, that sucked. But the blue side, Air Force, Navy, and I guess somewhat Coast Guard, they're not really scouting anybody, but I mean, they're willing to talk you through it, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was pretty much a plus coming from the point where I'm at now, because I mean, it wasn't a pretty low point, but I mean, it kind of sucked and hurt, you know, when you really want to do something. But I know I'm making a better decision by choosing the Air Force now, you know, versus trying to do it later or something like that. And seeing as this is really important because this is my future, I feel like I had to justify myself, so I had like a list of pros and cons that I've written out that I think would affect me, and it might affect you guys' decision as well, for those trying to do the Army, or for those that are already in the Air Force and like, well, not already in, but like thinking about doing the Air Force and not really sure. First, I would say for cons with the Air Force, the only cons are rank and bonuses. Rank really because in the Army I would be at E3 because I already have 2 years of RTC, and then if I took the future soldier training I would be at E3 while I was still a Depper. If I do the Air Force, I'll be at E2 and I would have to sign for a longer term in order to get an E3, which I wouldn't mind doing. But still, you know, it's kind of that difference. Getting paid as an E3 while you go through basic, or being paid at E3 after you're done with basic, I think, for the Air Force. So, I mean, that kind of sucks because that's money out of your pocket. And also, I would like to talk about the other con, which was the bonuses. The Army throws money at you, like literally almost. Because like in the Army, if you have a 50 or above, they will give you a bonus just for having a 50 or above on your ASVAB. But in the Air Force, like a 50 is kind of like the new requirement now in order to get a good job. So that sucks because, you know, the Army's throwing money. That's money that you're missing out. But I mean, the Air Force does have bonuses, don't get me wrong. They have the foreign language bonus like every other branch, and they have the underman type bonuses where like the jobs that they need filled because they're like nobody's in them. But I think the Air Force compensates. This is where I'm going to the pros now. I think it compensates in a way, because even though it's not monetary gains while you're in, it's kind of more so when you're out. You know, they're trying to set you up for when you're out, which I think is real good how they take care. Because I thought at first, I was like, if a branch is trying to take care of you like that, like you think, oh, they're lazy, they do nothing, you know. Like, you know, it's crazy like how my perspectives changed about the Air Force tremendously, because I'm thinking, oh, I want to do college now, and and the college credits, Army versus Air Force, the Air Force has like almost triple. Because if you go on the websites, look up the same job, and look at the little credit part that they show you, it's crazy. It'll blow your mind. Also, as far as opportunities when you get out, like I was saying before, in the civilian world, a lot of Air Force people will probably top the other branches because the Air Force is more technical, work smarter, not harder. So I'm definitely down for that lifestyle. Also, the pros I would like to point out is travel. When I mean travel, I mean travel. You might say the Army might have more bases or whatever, but when you think about it, as far as like if you want to travel overseas, the Air Force has more as far as good locations goes. For the most part, the Air Force has more of those. I mean, you're not always gonna get a good location, but the thing about it is at least you get some consideration from the Air Force more so than the Army. The Army will just throw you wherever. Next, I would like to talk about the part where they might say they're lazy, which is like the conditions that they live in is way better. Looking at their rooms, their food and stuff, their bases are so much better. So I think that's something, because I saw some old World War I and II type bases from the Army, and even old Air Force bases still look nicer. So I think the Air Force is doing pretty good in that aspect as well. And lastly, I say Air Force because they're efficient. For me, this is my weight loss journey, and I feel like it'll be an easier transition to do the 111 PT test than the 222 PT test, because no one has time to just do PT all day. In fact, I think the Army's planning on changing it, but no one has time to do that. And it will prevent a lot of injuries trying to keep doing it in repetition and stuff like that for long periods of time. So I say the Air Force is pretty good, and what it does is efficient in what it does, and that's my choice. However, you guys can do whatever you guys want to. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.